Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today, we're going to try out the Meguiar's M888 professional geared beyond ceramic paint coating. And what beyond ceramic means, I have no clue. Is it ceramic mixed with something, proprietary? Did they go beyond ceramic altogether and graphene into PTFE or something similar? I'm not sure, but I'm anxious to give it a try. Within the kit comes a what do we have here? 40 milliliter or 1.3 fluid ounce bottle of the coating, a microfiber block applicator. A little bit concerning, it's not very pliable, and with all the body lines and contours of these new cars, I'm anxious to give it a shot and see what it does. You also get a leaflet that is instructional and gives you maintenance and aftercare as well. With the price tag clocking in at a little over $100, it better perform. We have a test panel we're going to drag out for this, and when it comes to applying the product, you want to have a clean slate. You want to have a clean panel. You want to do full wash and decon and prep, meaning wash, clay, iron remover, polish, even if it's by hand, a panel prep. Get that surface naked and clean for the coating to get the most out of it. And even though this is just a test panel, we're going to go through the motions and do all of the above and give the products we test on this channel the best case scenario. Squeaky clean, nice, and smooth, no contaminants whatsoever. It's time to mask off a test area and apply the coating. Finally, ready to go. We're going to crack open the top that reveals a droplet insert. And as we get some on the applicator itself and prime it, you'll see it has the consistency, to me, similar to olive oil, avocado oil. It has a viscous feel to it. You want to prime that block, that applicator. So I'm going to load it up, get it on the panel and do a twisting motion, get those microfibers, the fibers within the pad or the applicator moving around, working the product in, and I'm going to load it up heavily one more time and start the application process. It's going to be a crisscross pattern overlapping the block applicator somewhere around 50%. If you need to apply pressure, if you see you're not applying it evenly, apply just a little bit of pressure, and that will squish down those microfiber fibers and getting things flat, and will give you a nice smooth application. I do have the shop light set up so you get to see what it looks like as you're applying the product. That's what it should look like. I didn't notice much of a rainbow effect or a sweating effect. And we will wait the proper time. It does mention you want to have 2 to 5 minutes of dwell time before wiping it off. We're going to give it 2 layers because it also mentions you can give it a second layer for an even coat to ensure you have an even coat and give you more durability. But the first layer we're going to wait closer to the 2 to 3 minutes wipe off, and then the second layer we'll wait closer to 5 minutes and maybe even go beyond and see what it feels like. The one thing I do want to mention during application, it goes on nice and easy. A little grabby coming off, nothing that would deter me from using again. It's the hazing left behind that you feel like you have to keep wiping and wiping and wiping. And I wouldn't go and excessively wipe the product right back off the panel again. Just buff with the second microfiber the best you can, because that hazing, it eases up and it goes away. Now I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer, and maybe you could see, I don't know if you could see that through the camera. Let me know down in the comment section. You do get that with some coatings. Some coatings you don't. It normally cures nice and crystal clear. We'll see with this coating. Since this is a coating you can layer, well, let's see what it looks like. Let's see how it performs and acts with a second layer. This is layer number 2 right here, and you want to leave yourself about 2 hours, no more than 2 hours in between layers. I will reuse that same applicator before throwing it away for the second layer. 2 hours, it hasn't had time to crystallize and cure within the pad itself. So we'll use it one more time and then I'll throw it away. This time, instead of waiting just 2 or 3 minutes to let the product dwell on a panel before wiping off, let's lean more towards the 5-minute mark, which it does mention, and maybe go just a little bit beyond. Wiping off does get a bit grabby at this point, but nothing impossible. Again, nothing that would deter me from waiting that long. Things happen. You get distracted. You have an emergency. It's good to know that there is a window that you have before wiping off the product. At some point, if I get to test this again, I will try to find the extreme and let you know just how long you can let it dwell before it's nearly impossible to wipe off. And again, with that second layer, have a little bit of hazing. It did go away the first time, so I'm not worried about it anymore. Normally within 5 minutes, you can coat a whole hood and maybe even a fender or partial bumper before you have to start wiping off. You can kind of gauge your timing with that if you do multiple cars. Cure time is important with all coatings, so look into it. Make sure you know how long the cure time before it can get wet, before you can give it its first wash, before it completely cures. It's a little bit different with every coating. We come back a couple days later. This coating does mention it wants you to keep the vehicle dry for at least 24 hours. The coating is fully cured after 7 days. Do not wash or use chemicals on the paint for at least a week to ensure a full cure. The coating does, at this point, a couple days later, about a week later, jump in gloss a few points. Nothing spectacular, nothing huge, but it's good to try it again after it's fully cured. I would give, some coatings can take up to 20-30 days to fully cure, so keep that in mind. We'll take the tape off, and you can see a little bit of jetting effect, meaning where we apply the coating, it makes it look darker, richer, it gives it depth. A little bit slicker as well. You can feel that. Feels smooth as butter, and the applicator for the coating here flies off in the test area a lot quicker than the unprotected area. This coating is a beater. Nice beads. It's not a sheeter. You're not going to see too many of those anymore. Nobody buys them anyway, so it's not worth anybody's time to put research and development and testing into them. I would recommend a sheeting product, protectant, but that's few and far in between when it comes to sheeting characteristics. Let's do a wash test. You can see the product, the protectant, fighting the shampoo. That's always a great sign to start off. We'll do 10 wash test and go on from there. Not phased at all with a pH neutral shampoo for washing, so it's good to know it won't wash off after the first rainfall or hand wash, so it's a good sign. Let's move on. Drying your vehicle. Forced air, always going to be the best, and with the shop blower here, no problems whatsoever, no grabbiness. You'll be around the car rather quickly drying your vehicle. All coatings do have some capabilities when it comes to chemical resistance, up and down the pH scale, normally between 3 or 4 up to 11, 10 or 11. Bug cleaner here. Some of these are used on the front of vehicles on protected cars. We're going to go up and down the pH scale with a few chemicals. There is nothing that can equal Mother Nature and the environment around your car, sunlight, all being combined. So real-world testing in your environment is going to be key, and that's up to you. I will try to find a volunteer who wants to put this on their vehicle at some point. Haven't found one yet, and if they do, I'll keep you posted. So far, the M888 has laughed at the 10-wash test and a bug cleaner. Let's just jump right to sealant killers here. Citrol 266. We use this for many applications here at the shop, and it can remove old waxes, sealants, and spent coating remnants. Let's put a heavy layer on, rinse it, and continue. No adverse reactions to the first treatment with Citrol 266. We'll do it again, wipe it in this time, blowing off the moisture after the test and wash. The water still flies off. It's not clingy, so that's a great sign. A lot of positives, very little drawbacks, very little characteristics that are just eh. So, I mean, there's really nothing that would scare me away from trying this on my personal vehicle. Let me know down in the comment section for those that have tried the coating. How is it holding up so far? What characteristics do you like the most? And share it with us down below. That's going to be it with this video on the Meguiar's M888 professional grade beyond ceramic coating. I'm eager to try this and test it with real-world environment conditions. I can share that with you, and when that time comes, I sure will. This has been Brian from Apex Detail. So far, I would give this a 7 out of 10, and that's going to go up from there depending on durability. Catch you in the next video.